We're now joined by Willie Colon. And Willie, take us inside the locker room and the developing of team chemistry. Do the Jets have to get comfortable with Aaron Rodgers, or does Aaron Rodgers have to become comfortable with the Jets?
Believe it or not, it's both. I think you're talking about a young locker room who's going to be starstruck that Aaron Rodgers is really walking in there and going to try to deliver wins on top of a Super Bowl. And on top of that, Aaron Rodgers has to realize this city's been waiting for a quarterback to really bring him to the promised land. So it's going to have to be a mutual walk. I think for the New York Jets right now, it's going to be important that Aaron Rodgers commits to the offseason. And it's going to be important for Aaron Rodgers really realizing that what he did in Green Bay, it's not about being different. It's about about doing what's necessary. So hopefully he's able to do that, and they welcome each other with open arms.
Willie, he threw 26 touchdowns last year, but also 12 interceptions, the second most in his career. So in your eyes, how much does Aaron Rodgers have left in the tank?
Well, I think we forget that, last year was a troublesome year for Gary. He had 2 injuries. He had the broken thumb, the ribs. He wasn't in sync with his receiving core. His defense let him down early in the year, but it kind of turned around in November, and we saw them kind of rally. They just weren't able to get into the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers still has enough in the tank to be that guy. I think for the New York Jets and him, it's about how much can they gel, how much can they take this time in the offseason and really become a cohesive unit. Now, it's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of groundwork to be done. But Aaron Rodgers has to be committed to doing that for the New York Jets because, after the offseason, he gets a little flighty. He hits the hills. He kind of disappears. He goes off the grid. But that young locker room is going to be looking to him for leadership. Hopefully he's willing to take on that role.
A little flighty and off the grid, to say the least. That's for sure, Willie. So, Willie, are you of the belief that this deal is only worth it if it leads to the Jets' first Super Bowl since January 12th, 1969?
I mean, that's a hard ask, but credit Woody Johnson for, really getting it done, and Joe D and the Powers to be really delivering this because the Jets haven't been to the playoffs in forever. They all have all the right pieces. You talk about on defense, they have Quentin Williams and Sauce Gardner and C.J. Mosley and a host of others. And you talk about offensive line when they got Vera Tucker and Mekhi Becton. And obviously you got Garrett Wilson on the outside with Breece Hall. The missing factor for the New York Jets is the quarterback. That's one position they have just been inferior at. And so right now the New York Jets have to realize they got the guy who could take them there. Now Aaron Rodgers has to realize, is he willing to commit wholeheartedly to the development of that locker room and to that team? Because it's not going to be a one-and-done deal. This team will have success, but they got to be able to continue success, and hopefully he's about it.
Yeah, him buying in is the total X factor of this deal, but Gang Green fans are thinking about making reservations for Vegas in February already. Willie Colon, thanks for joining us here on Honda Sports Night.